Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Reiki with Anna. For today's video, we are going to be focusing on patience, trust in divine timing. So if you are new here, welcome. Thank you for being here. My name is Anna. I am a Reiki Master practitioner, and I am a lover of ASMR, and I think the two pair really well together. My Reiki Master teacher is an incredible ASMR YouTuber, and her name is Lune Innate, and I'm sure if you are here, you are familiar with her. But just to give you a little bit of context, Lune Innate is my Reiki Master teacher. So I wanted to start by doing a little bit of clearing. I'm going to start with my selenite wand, and we're going to move through and just start to cleanse and clear a little bit before we start our session. I suppose this is part of the session, so clearing and all of that I think is a really beneficial practice. Can be helpful just to recognize what we are holding on to that we can maybe let go of. Okay, this is my selenite wand. It's great for clearing. So I'm just going to start at your crown and move on down here. So if you're open to it, let's maybe take a few deep breaths here. And to the best of your ability, just maybe try to just release a little bit of the day. Whether you're watching this in the morning even, you could release any energy from yesterday. And if you're watching it in the evening, release or try to any hangers on from this day or any projecting into tomorrow. Great. So I'm just doing a little bit of a scan to start off here. And just kind of see what's going on in your aura. Okay. All right. So let's invite in a little bit of incense, and we will set our intention incense box, but I'm just loving the sounds. I think it's a cute little box. I've never had an incense box like this before, so I'm excited about it. I think it's got some good sounds. I hope you like it. So inviting in this idea of trusting in patience, trusting in the divine timing of all things. I speak often with an amazing client of mine and friend who is, if you're watching this, hey Naomi, we talk about trusting that whatever is meant for you is on its way, and how difficult that can be to trust when we are in times of uncertainty, when we are faced with a lot of challenges. So I wanted to invite in this for just the ability to kind of sit in that uncertainty, to practice the act of trust. Okay. This cute little book of matches. It's a little winged unicorn. Pegasus meets the unicorn. So on behalf of your wisest, highest, most empowered and aligned selves, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this distance Reiki session here for trust in divine timing and for practicing patience. Okay, now I'm going to draw the symbols about a foot away from your body here. Chakra, chakra, chakra. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Han, sha, tse, shonen. Han, sha, tse, shonen. Han, sha, tse, shonen. Chakra, chakra, Okay. Now I'm just going to use this smoke here to clear anything that's not in service of that intention that we've just set. Going to be making a few different mouth sounds probably throughout this video, just to add to some of those ASMR sounds, like with my earrings and my necklace. Great. So now I wanted to invite in this spray. I make the sprays that I use in most of my videos. I use purified water and essential oil, and then I usually charge them in the full moon, setting an intention that is specific to my practice but general enough to use for many different sessions. If you are going to use sprays that you, like homemade sprays, I would just be careful because they can get a little bit moldy. If you're not careful, moldy is that the word? I mean, they just can, they can go off. And so it's good to put something to kind of sterilize them if you're going to be using them for an extended period of time. But I try to use them up pretty quickly so I don't have to worry about that. You could use something like witch hazel. I could do a little tutorial for something like that, I suppose. I talk about it over on my Patreon. That kind of stuff, like what do I rituals for the new moon and the full moon and things like that over there, more specific to the practice. But if that's something that you'd be interested in, I thought about doing a tutorial over here for sage, creating sage bundles and bundles with rosemary and lavender in them. I thought those would make some nice sounds, but let me know if that's something you'd be interested in the comment. Okay. So for this spray, I have some cedar wood, some black spruce, just like my favorite smell right now. And then a little bit of tea tree. Okay, spraying to your right to start off. To your left now. Above your head. And then down at your feet. spray behind me. Got it in my hair. And then my hands. So now that we're smelling all woodsy and it smells like a beautiful spruce and cedar forest in here, these are good for grounding, protection, and then tea tree for brightening, revitalizing energy. Yum. Okay. So I want to start off with one of my favorite crystals. One of my favorite crystals in my collection is this really beautiful stilbite. And these form in this kind of bow tie shape. The little crystals form in these kind of little bow ties. And it doesn't show up very well on camera, but it's a beautiful peachy color. Anyway, I like using this stone for connecting the heart chakra with the crown chakra. I like using it for divine connection and universal love. So I'm going to run this through here, your aura, and I'm going to be especially focusing on connecting the crown to the heart. Okay? Okay. Beautiful. I'm just going to set this here to your left so that this energy can just kind of float in your direction and just be present for us for the rest of the session. So now I wanted to call in this clear quartz. It's like my little clear quartz laser beam. And so I'm just going to be running this again through your aura. And the idea here is just to invite this beautiful divine connection, channeling that energy in from the universe through your crown and then down through your body, okay? So if you wanted to call to mind something in particular that you're feeling doubtful about, whether that's, a sense of success, career success or something like that, or if it's in terms of a relationship. I've been working on a love romance kind of video. And so if it's something like that, like trusting the divine timing of finding a partner or romance or anything like that, inviting romance into your life. So we're just kind of, if you're open to it and if it feels okay for you to do, calling that to mind, whatever it is that you're working on specifically in terms of this patience. Starting a family, maybe having a baby. I know that can be very, painful. A lot of this patience and trust and all of that, it's not an easy process, is it? It can be very painful. It can be very, very hard to trust that. So just if you're open to it and if it feels okay for you, calling in whatever it is that you're struggling with in terms of trusting that it's on its way. It's an interesting process because I believe that holding on to expectations can cause a lot of suffering. And if we're able to kind of release those expectations while at the same time setting an intention for what we want, so we can live with more consciousness and awareness and intention that we have agency over our life, agency over our choices to a greater degree. How do we kind of release expectation and also set intention? So how do we plan without holding on to that? Sorry, I have an itch on my nose. How do we plan without, attaching to the outcome? And it's like so much of this energy work and this deep inner healing, a lot of it is very subtle. And I think that subtlety requires a great deal of patience, a great deal of attention, wisdom, compassion for ourselves, because it's pretty inevitable that we're going to get something wrong along the way, right? It's the beautiful thing about humans is that we're fallible and we make mistakes. So very often it's just what we do after we make those mistakes. Do you have bounce? Can you bounce back? Do you have perseverance? Do you have a resilient, buoyant spirit that says, I'm not done yet? It's a lot, but we just want to invite in patience. Allow this patience to just drizzle in through our crown, and trusting in this idea that the universe is supporting you. When you clarify your intention, the universe has your back. The earthly plane has your back. So, yeah. Okay. Great. So beautiful. Okay. Lovely. I have these cards. Again, a new addition to my little collection here to share with you. I received for my birthday. Keep saying that, but I'm excited to share all the things that I received. I mean, it's not very much. I don't mean to say it like that, but I've just some fun stuff to share with you all. And these are Druid Animal Oracle cards. Philip and Stephanie Cargone. Illustrated by Will Worthington. Beautiful stag, I believe, on the fronts here. So we have this little booklet, and I look at these cards. Aren't they pretty? So I would like to pull a little card just to ask for any guidance for you for the collective. Any guidance for that trust in divine timing? Any guidance for maybe anything that we might be missing when it comes to patience? Any aspects that we might need to be brought to our attention? So if you're called to it and you're open to it, I would say maybe take a few moments to just ask a question, something general where we're not, attached to the results, not having expectations maybe, but rather just calling in some guidance. You can ask about a specific, aspect of your life that you're dealing with, you're moving through, or you can just make it more general. And I am leaving the guidance of these cards open enough for the intention that you are setting to hopefully resonate. Okay. All right, now I'm just going to cut the deck 3 times here. Shuffle once more. Twice more. Thrice more. Okay. And then I'll cut 3 times again. Okay. It's a little clumsy trying to show you what I'm doing here. Ooh. Water dragon. This is a cool, I'm gonna try and get it. Just looking in the viewfinder to make sure you can see it. Okay, so I love these illustrations by Will Worthington. The water dragon. So I'm going to show you the card a little bit closer, and I will read to you from the booklet. Okay? I'll just show you here quickly. It's just a booklet that tells you a little bit about the animal, and then it tells you the meaning and then the reverse meaning. So we pulled this water dragon upright, and there's a little blessing here that I'll read to you. Wisdom of serpent be thine. Wisdom of raven be thine. Wisdom of valiant eagle be thine. Voice of swan be thine. Voice of honey be thine. Voice of the sun, of the stars. Okay, so we'll find our water dragon here. There she is. And I'll show you our card up close while I read a little bit about our water dragon. So the water dragon Drake Ushku, passion, depth, and connection. The water dragon brings that which is hidden into the light of day. Memories and wishes which may have long lain forgotten or repressed in the unconscious may emerge to frighten or overwhelm you with their apparent negativity and destructiveness. Facing these experiences with compassion and courage will, in the end, bring you to an experience of a greater depth of soul and a greater sense of connectedness to all. Although you may at times feel overwhelmed with emotion, with time you will be able to achieve a sense of balance and stability as these strong feelings are integrated into your consciousness. Very cool. So I think that applies pretty smoothly to our session here today. So rather than ignoring the aspects of our lives that might feel challenging, if we bring them to the surface and we're able to look at them honestly, then we can move forward with a greater sense of strength and fortitude, trusting in that divine timing, the divine timing of all things. Okay, so I like that. So I guess, what can the water dragon illuminate for you? What can it bring to the surface that maybe you have been pushing away or denying, perhaps? What areas of your life could you maybe shed a little bit more awareness onto the way I like to use tarot and oracle cards are to invite in a real sense of investigation, inviting in questions so that I can sort of take agency and responsibility for my energy and actions and start to sift through some of the things that maybe I've been overlooking or ignoring. And so I like using them as tools in that way, more so than for fortune telling, telling the future, scrying. But I enjoy both, it's not exclusive. But that's kind of my perspective on tarot and card readings. Okay. Now I'm going to draw the symbols in the palms of my hands, these sacred Reiki symbols, and I'm going to begin our hands-on healing. I'm going to primarily be focusing on the crown chakra, the third eye chakra, and the heart chakra, occasionally linking them to the root or base chakra. Seiki, Seiki, Seiki. Taikomi, Taikomi, Taikomi. Chokure, Chokure, Chokure. Chokure, Chokure, Chokure. Seiki, Seiki, Seiki. Taikomi, Taikomi, Taikomi. Chokure, Chokure. Okay, my dear. Now I'm just going to place my hands right at the top of your head. All right? If you wanted to take a deep breath here. Try to envision your breath filling up the very top of your head, swirling around and then swooshing out. Just placing my hand gently on your forehead, the third eye area here, inviting in peace, patience, And same in this area, if you feel open to it. Envisioning your breath filling up the third eye area, swirling around, and then blowing it out. Now the throat area, just hovering my hands outside of your throat here. Opening up our expressive self, tapping into an ease of communication, smooth expression of our truth. I'm going to support your neck in the back while I hover my hand in the front, placing my hand on the back of your neck here, very gently, just allowing this energy to kind of ping-pong back and forth between my palms and sending a beautiful healing energy into your throat area. Now, hovering my hands outside of your heart center here, inviting in a beautiful healing energy to the heart space. And if you wanted to imagine breathing in and your breath just moving in and swirling into the heart space as you inhale and then exhale and it comes out. Breathing in, swirling around the heart center, and then exhale. Breathing in, swirling around the heart space. I'm going to do the same thing I did on the throat. I'm just hovering one hand outside of the heart center and then placing my hands on your back at the same point. Just hovering that energy right there. And again, letting this beautiful healing energy pass between my palms. Okay. And now I'm placing my hands gently on your solar plexus, 2 to 3 fingers above your belly button. All of this done with all the respect in the world for your comfort and your boundaries. your sacral here, placing my hands 2 to 3 fingers beneath the belly button. Again, with all the respect in the world here. And if you want to envision that breath maybe coming in and filling up the diaphragm above the belly button and the belly, sacral, the lower belly. You can just envision that energy coming in, floating down, and then swirling around this area here. And then on the exhale, comes up, inhale, moves in and swirls down, and then it comes up. Okay. Beautiful. Now placing my hands outside of your hips, or on your hips, but on the outside here, and allowing this energy to again ping pong back and forth between my palms. I like to use the hips as the access point for the root or the base chakra. If you feel called to and you find it comforting, I often do, to place my hands on the outside of my hips. It's a nice one. And some affirmations like, you can replace I am with you are here. But you are safe. You are supported. You are grounded. You are sheltered. You are protected. You are safe. You are safe. You are safe. Okay. Okay, great. So now placing one hand on your right hip and the other hand on your crown, and allowing these two areas to be connected. Connecting the trust in divine timing with the trust in your earthly needs being met. Okay. I'm gonna connect your heart center here to the third eye. Just placing my hand outside of the heart center and on the forehead. And allowing these two chakras to connect here. Being strengthened and emboldened by one another. Okay. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to use my owl rattle now. So I'm just going to move this through your aura and invite in a nice, thick, buoyant energy all around you to protect you. I think when we feel safe and protected, it's easier to trust and then it's easier to kind of take calculated risks or put ourselves out there. Okay, here we go. Starting at the crown. Okay, now just doing our closing affirmations, placing my hand on the crown to start. You are divine. You are connected. You are expressive. You are loved. You are strong. You are creative, and you are emotionally available. You are safe. You are safe. All right. Thank you again so much for joining me. Thank you for all of your incredible comments. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the very bottom of my heart, you all mean so much to me, and you're in my daily gratitude list. Nightly, rather. I like to do my gratitude list at night. So thank you. Thank you to all of my patrons over on Patreon. I love that little community that we're creating over there. It's so fun. And yeah, sending you all a huge hug. And I will see you again very soon. Okay. Until next time, be well.